Yeah, hi everyone. This is how it went this week. So I got 2,183, which is a round rank of 44,000 just about. And I went down almost 3,000 ranks. So a little disappointing. Really thought I would do a little bit better, but there's a few things that just didn't go my way this week. Uh, yeah, so basically just a few players like Rojas didn't do well. So first off, I got Cresp. Been pretty consistent now, averaging 106 for the season. 121, pretty good considering Collingwood lost, was one of the better players. Jaden Short, 109, yeah, just standard stuff. Nothing extraordinary, nothing terrible. And Ridley didn't play and was a late out, which is a bit unfortunate. Which it's just a bit of annoyance. Really, it's just a few things like that just goes against you. Look, um, Bowie was disappointing, and Dacos was average. 80, that's decent. And McCartan stepped up when I needed him. He almost got 100, which is pretty good. It's probably his best game of AFL football. So, yeah, he filled in. It's a Conning, actually. It's a Conning's emergency. He got 82, which yeah, which sort of saved me a bit from Ridley's score. Ridley not playing. So I don't know if that would have made too much of a difference with Ridley. Say if Ridley got like 100 or 90, he could have got more than Ridley. Who knows? Hewitt was out too, which is a bit frustrating. I probably would have had him over McCartan, so it wouldn't have made too much of a difference. Cause lucky, the rookies played well, which I might have to keep the Cotting and McCartan in for a bit longer. In terms of the back line, I think Bowie has to go 49. It's not good enough. He's actually lost money. So I probably should have used the boost last week and get Stewart or someone. Or Stewart did bad this week. Sinclair or Dawson. Not too sure who I'm going to trade him in the back line. It's just really, the last few weeks, I just don't know who to bring in. It's just tough. Really is. It's the problem is it's the buy structure. The players I want to bring in the back line. I think Doherty's another good option, and he's got that first buy, and he also got what's his name, Jack Sinclair too. And sort of throw things around because you already got Ridley, you got Hewitt. I think it was a Crisp. I think you got someone else too there. And you got 3 backmen already there, and it's just a pain for me. So if you don't have Ridley, then it's not an issue. So I'm not too sure what to do there. I might bring in Dawson. I do really want to bring in Stewart, but it's probably the worst week to bring him in due to his 600k price and due to him getting an 18. Not 18, what am I talking about? A low score of 70. Yeah, so I'm not too sure with my backline. I definitely need to make a trade this week. I'll probably just bring in Dawson. Just because of I don't really want to, but we'll wait and see on that. The midfield here, Neil 123, Oliver 135. Pretty happy with that. Steele 75, disappointing. And this is another player let me down. I mean, having a score below a 90 or 100 for a player's price over 600k is disappointing. St Kilda were disappointing in the first half, and yeah, look, hopefully this is one of his lowest scores of the season. It's not good, particularly if you brought him in this week. If you're looking to bring him in, yeah, I reckon it's a good time to start bringing him. Maybe not this week or maybe the next week. Yeah, disappointing from Steele, him and Bowie. Yeah, very disappointing. It's probably cost me this round. And VC McRae, yeah, saved me this round was one of the good things I did this round. VC him. Neil didn't go off like we thought he would have. I mean, 123 is okay, but it's not the 150 plus score. And Brisbane didn't smash West Coast as much as what we thought. They still did, but not the 100 plus points is what we were predicting. Miller, 122, happy with that. Not as good as last week, but yeah, still take it. Cripps 151. If you captain Cripps, you'd be laughing. Who was your best pick this week? Cagniglio 70. I might have to swap him back to the forward line now because I've got an issue in the forward line, which I'll talk about in a minute. And the emergency was Carroll 59, which beat Ward, so that was the right decision in the end. Only 6 points, that's not a big deal. So Ward, he might have to go too. in a few weeks' time. If not next week, then the next week to bring in Clark to see if he's playing, which isn't 100% certain due to the issues going on with the West Coast. And that's just, West Coast players, I'll avoid them unless it's a player like Clark who's going to make you a lot of money. Even a Witherden, it's like, you don't know with West Coast at the moment. So Caniglio should be a keeper. We'll wait and see on that. He's definitely have to move into the forward line now, though. Might have to bring in another midfielder in soon as well. In terms of ruck score, 82 is not good enough. Particularly if your captain gone, you'd be absolutely crying this week. Yeah, it's a bit of a seesaw in like a match. Bit of a roller coaster compared to last week. He got 170 last week. But this week he played a much better ruckman in Marshall. I think did Ryder play as well. Either way, yeah, both of them much stronger than Lynch, who actually had a decent first half against Essendon, then he got smashed in the second half, and it's pretty much a large reason why Hawthorn lost. We'll talk about that in a minute. Bruce, 103, yeah, decent score from him. He's continuing his great career at GWS. Averaging 108, probably one of the higher averaging ruckmen, to be honest. And look, he's gone up massively in price, and it's been an excellent decision picking him. I might, if once scoring starts slowing down, I might bring in Darcy because he went off. We'll wait and see on that. But at the moment, Bruce is in my team for now. He's a good score from him, 98. A lot better this week. Nearly scored a ton, which is what we want. And hopefully can keep that cash generation going forward. It'll help us max out our teams, basically. Josh Dunkley, 78, disappointing after having a couple of good weeks. It was his turn this week to get the poor score. Adam McRae. Bulldogs weren't the best on the weekend, to be honest. Disappointing from them. Parker. Yeah, look. Great first half. Disappointing second half. I was looking to get 150 at one point. And it probably another reason why I didn't score well this week. He just didn't go off. Well, he probably could have. And I guess Sydney played poorly as well, so that didn't help. Don't know what happened to him. The second half. Should have at least got 100 at the bare minimum, and he couldn't even do that. If you brought him in, you'd be a little disappointed, I should say. So, look, he's still a keeper. I mean, it wasn't a terrible score, but you want those 100-plus scores for a player of his price. And Will Brodie, yeah, excellent stuff from him. I mean, they did play North Melbourne, so look, he was expecting to probably do well. 115, a bit of recovery from last week. And he looks to be just about a keeper, to be honest. And Zach Butters, another player who's been disappointing now. If he went off Butters, I reckon it might be the right move. 52, Port Adelaide won as well, so which is kind of mind-boggling. Expect him to get a high score, but 52 definitely not good enough, and he's probably the second most disappointing player in this side this week for his price point and for his potential and for what he has shown in the past. It's disappointing. And I'm not too sure if he's a keeper, to be honest. You got players like Liberatore in English who are probably ahead of him for the forward line, which they're both Bulldogs players, which is another problem. If you're going to bring Bontempelli in, but talk about that in a minute. So we've got Nick Mann, 88, Rookie of the Year, probably one of the best pickups in Supercoach this season. And I'm surprised. Look, he's probably going to challenge Nick Dacos for the Rising Star, to be honest, at this rate. He's actually scoring better than Nick Dacos, even though Nick Dacos is favourite. So, look, without Martin, I don't know if we'll probably only won one game this season. So, yeah, keep him in your side for now. He might be even one of the last players you trade out. Roas, yeah, now this is probably the most disappointing player this week. He scored Around about average 70 for the first 2 weeks. Then he got a 40, then he just got 18. And it's just a real pain, having 18 on the field, particularly at this time of the season. It's just not good enough. You can get away with it with the first few weeks. But 18's not good enough. I have to get rid of him off the field. He might not even... Now, his cash generations is stuff now. And it might even stuff me up for a few rounds. So, Rose, wasn't expecting this. Considering Gold Coast won and played well, you expect him maybe get a 1 or goal or 2 and at least grab a 50 or a 60, which is what I was expecting from him. We still went up, but it's next week's few games ahead. It's a few weeks ahead, which is what I'm worried about. Look, he might even get dropped this week, and it just throws out my plan altogether. So this is looking like a bad pick, which looks like promising after his first few games. Look, he can get away with a 40 or 50, but 18 is not good enough. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care. You're on field. I might have to get rid of him off field. I'll talk about the trade I'll do in a minute. And as for the bench, Dixon didn't play, which is kind of strange because I reckon West Coast might have benefited if he played. So he's probably going to be a trade out next week. Anyway, to bring another player, which I'll talk about in a minute, and Curtis, 35. I lost the rookie battle there, which is kind of surprising because I really thought Rowers would at least score more than 35 and get that mini win. So it's cost me 17 points. Curtis, Northampton got smashed. I don't know if it was the right idea bringing Curtis in, to be honest. But he was cheap, which is probably the positive side of it. But 35 is not good, and he's probably not going to make too much cash. So, the forward rookies aren't looking too good now. Carroll should generate money, providing he plays next week, which isn't a guarantee because Hewitt comes back in and everything. Now things aren't looking too good. So, in terms of my rookies, other than Hayes, obviously, but he's a ruckman. So, not too sure with the rookies. It's just, we'll have to wait and see next week, see who's playing. If Jack Carroll does play, that's great. Hope he does. At least bring money in. Dylan Stevens, I don't know, he might be used as a loophole now because he hasn't made enough money to trade off, basically. So, wait and see with Stevens. He might have to go during the bye rounds if I don't have enough players on field or if it's looking pretty slim. In terms of trades, I was thinking, look, I have to bring in Morris Rioli. He's actually done averaged 80, so we have to bring him in. There we go here. Richmond. Forward line, Rioli. Bring him in. And who should I bring in my back line? For Bowie. Look, I have to bring Stewart, don't I? Have to bring in Stewart. What am I doing here? So you got Geelong. It's either him or Dawson. I don't really want to pay 600 plus for Stewart this week, so it's either him or Dawson. I'll wait and see with that. Just bringing them two in for the boost. I haven't decided that yet. Probably either get rid of Ward here. McCartney, Cotting, they might even have to go. Oh, but no, I can't because I already got bring another. Unless I bring in two defenders in. We'll wait and see with that. Another midfielder could probably bring in either Clark if he's playing for Ward, and it will free up. It should be alright for next week to bring in another player. I have to trade in the midfield. So yeah, these are probably looking at the trades for now. I don't want to bring in Stewart for 600k, but lucky he didn't go off this week. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to bring him in. Oh, not impossible, but I wouldn't be saving that much money. So I think next week's the best week to bring him in. I was not too sure who else to be trading. I have to get rid of Bowie though, or at least one of the defenders. Who knows? I might even bring in Dawson for one of these if I can afford it, and they'll make me just about a complete back line. Even though I don't really want to bring in Dawson, I'd rather bring in like a Doherty or Sinclair, someone along those lines. So yeah, I'm not too sure of the back line. it's tough. It's these decisions which I'm not a fan of making. The midfielders have to wait. Be either Ben Keys next week or Walsh or Parrish. I think Parrish is going to be in prize, so probably Ben Keys or Walsh. Anyway, this will do for now with the trades. Not the best this week. Hopefully next week will be better. Thank you for watching.